Well, hi everyone. Been away for a bit. Not done so many videos. Time and everything else just takes over. Anyway, I get asked quite a few times on why I did the Art of Fuseboo. Now, if you've been to the website, you know what that's all about. If you haven't, just go over to theartoffuseboo.com. I'll put a link underneath here. All started about, I don't know, 5 years ago probably, and life was going great. Had a good job, everything else, and then it just bombed. For personal reasons, my life just took a turn that I wasn't expecting, and I ended up at rock bottom, basically on a blow up bed in my mate's apartment with a black bag of belongings, and that was it. I've always been a fairly outgoing person, speaking to everybody and just stuff like that, and just a normal bloke. And from that point on, it was just downhill, and I never bothered. Didn't bother with people. Didn't bother with social media. Anyway, a couple of years later, um, I was diagnosed with depression, social anxiety, and psychosis. Now this was wow. What the hell? I didn't even know what them words meant, let alone be diagnosed with it. And the doctor, just threw a load of pills at me, crack on. And that worried me a bit, because if I went to the doctors and I had a heart problem or, pain in my leg, then I'd get examined and everything else and then be given certain drugs or certain treatment. The fact that I'd been diagnosed with three separate things and just given one set of pills baffled me. Without even anything else, it was literally a 5 minute, 10 minute conversation with the doctor, and just there's a load of meds. So I set about looking, because I wasn't happy with that. I don't like taking meds as it is. I'm absolutely rubbish when it comes to taking tablets. Give me a paracetamol and that'll knock me out for about 6 hours. Um, so I started looking around on the internet, YouTube, talking to charities like Mind and stuff like that, and places like that. What I found out was I was shocked that 40% of the people in the country actually suffer from depression, and the majority of them untreated. And by the year 2020, depression will be a bigger killer than heart disease. And that was wow. So much, because it's classed as a mental illness. There's so much stigma attached to it that people won't actually come out and go, oh yes, I'm suffering from depression, or yes, I'm suffering from social anxiety, oh yes, I'm suffering from psychosis. If you do, as I experienced, people just run a mile because they don't understand it. So what I did was I thought, well, what is it? So I went way, way, way down, studied journals, spoke to charities, therapists, psychiatrists, um, anybody that could tell me what it was. And you know what the scary thing is? Nobody actually knows, and nobody knows how to treat it. Um, and that was more frightening than anything else. So I looked into it, and what it seemed to be was it was that to get out of it, you needed to raise your emotions. You need to get your emotions up, like get your spirit up. So I thought, right, that's easy enough. So I watched motivational videos, read positive books, and they were all good and well. But what happened was, you go up, and then when you're not watching them or reading, you come down. So then I was like, right, okay, so there must be something holistic, like certain food you eat, or something. So yeah, okay, found something else. So it was eating certain foods brings your levels up. But then if you stop eating them foods, it brings your levels down. And you're back to square one again. Exercise, again, brings your levels up. But if you don't keep it at that level, doing the exercise, it brings you down again. So there must be a way that there must be something that I can do that can bring my level up and keep it at that level. So I've been speaking to doctors and therapists and psychiatrists, set about developing a plan for me, not for anybody else, just for me, to get my level up and keep it up. So if I can get my level to about here, I'm sorted, because at the moment I'm way down there on the floor. So that's what I did, and that's how the art of Fuseboo came about. I started off and research. Every single step in the art of Fuseboo has been researched and practiced by me. And what I found was it didn't bring my level to here. It brought my level to way up here, even better than I was before before I was ill. So friends, obviously, the ones that hadn't run a mile, noticed the difference in me. And I explained that, well, I've just developed this system for myself, and each day it's something else, and they're like stepping stones. And they said, well, can we try it? So I said, yeah, sure. These people hadn't been diagnosed with depression or social anxieties or psychosis, or it was just mates. So they were already like here. And what happened was, when they started doing the practices that had the steps basically that I'd developed, they went through the roof. So they'd gone from already they were here, and they'd gone that way, way up. So hang on a minute, this isn't just for people like me that are depressed or have social anxieties or psychosis. This is basically for anybody can use it. So I was asked by friends who knew friends that were suffering with depression if I could set up a website and just put the steps on the website, which is what I did. And if you head over to a website now, I think it's like 210 or something like that. The website's been up about 3 months, and it's been shared 210 times already. The practices aren't specific. They're not like you must do this. You'll know from the videos that if you've watched the videos before, they're more about giving you a guideline. So it gives you a guideline into how to do certain things. Not that you must do them, but if you do all of them together in one day, then your levels will be through the roof if you've not got depression. If you have got depression, they'll be about here, so they'll be a lot higher than they were. And it's just a matter of time and practice. And as you do each practice, you become more and more aware. And it's like, oh wow. Like when I was doing them, I did the first one, and I was like, oh yeah, that makes me feel pretty good. Then I did the second one. Oh that makes me feel even better. And the third one, and the fourth, and so on and so on. And by the time you completed all 30 of them, it doesn't take long. By the time you completed all 30 of, or by the time I completed all 30 of them, I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. So there you go. I hope that you get as much out of the art of Fuseboo as I did. And well, I don't hope, I know you will get as much out of the art of Fuseboo as I did. It's not a quick fix, but it got me off my meds. It got me out of my house. It stopped with my depression. It stopped my social anxiety. It stopped my psychosis. I know that everybody's different, and we're all different. We're all uniquely individual when it comes to stuff like this. It's not a replacement for what your therapist is telling you. It's not a replacement for what your GP is telling you. It's something you don't have to tell people you're doing it. I'd rather you did, obviously. Like I said, by the year 2020, there's going to be more people die from depression, than people that die from heart disease. And when you look how much fundraising and charity work goes into heart disease and cancer, then this should be above them. It's not just for my generation. It works for older generations. It works for younger generations. I'd probably say, age-wise, probably about 10 and upwards. Anything below that, I don't know. When I was looking into it, I sort of stayed away from the kid side of it because their brains are amazing. So yeah, there you go. So there you have it. That's why I did Fuseboo. That's about me, and I appreciate you watching it. If you are practicing the art of Fuseboo already, brilliant. Let me have your comments. Drop me an email. You can drop me an email. It's like a contact box on the website. You can drop me an email on the website. You can follow me on Twitter at Fuseboo. I am on Snapchat. I've not really got my head around it, but it's on Snapchat is Fuseboo TV, or you can look me up. You can Facebook as well as a Facebook page. Facebook.com/ I think it's just Fuseboo. Alright, my name's Martin. If you see me in the street, stop me. Give me a hug. I love hugs. Alright, so thank you very much for taking time. I know it's like 13-14 minutes out of your day. That's a shocker. Alright, so good luck. Stay awesome.